Hey there and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we will solve another data transformation SQL interview question. So here we have to transform the table to show each employee's shift schedule in a comma separated format for each date. For that we are given a table called as employee shift. Let me query the table and let us see the schema. So here is the employee shift table which is available. So it has got employee ID, shift date and shift type. So based on the table, we have to write a query to transform this table to show each employee's shift schedule in a comma separated format for each date. So the expected output I have created in Excel. Let us take a look at that. So here is the expected output. So this is the same table now we saw in SSMS, and based on the table we have to create an output where we have shift date as the first column and shift as the second column, where in the second column we have comma separated values based on the employee ID column and shift type for each shift date. Now let us analyze one of the shift date and see what type of transformation that we have done here. So for example, so corresponding to date 01/01/2099, we can see that we have these three separate values, that is 101 within bracket we have morning, then similarly 103 within bracket we have again morning, and corresponding to 102 within bracket we have evening. Now when we go to the input table and check for shift date 01/01/2099, we can see that here is one record which is corresponding to the shift date, where we have 101 and morning as the value corresponding to the particular shift date, and that is the value which we are seeing as the first value in the shift column in the output. Similarly, when we inspect the other rows, we can see that again we have two more record corresponding to the date 01/01/2099, and corresponding to that we have employee ID 102 and shift type evening. The same thing we can find here also, which is 102 and within bracket we have evening. Similarly, corresponding to employee ID 103, we have shift type as morning, and the same thing we can find in the output also. So based on each shift date, we have to concatenate the employee ID, shift type, and then we have to aggregate the string based on the particular shift date and obtain the output in this format. Now let us go back to SSMS and see how we can write the query to obtain the output in similar format. So we will start with select clause, that is select. The column which we require is first column will be employee ID, second column will be shift date, and third column will be shift type. And now we are going to concatenate the employee ID column and shift type column. For that, we will make use of the concat function. The first argument will be employee ID, second argument will be bracket along with a space, then the third argument will be shift type underscore type, and now we have to place the shift type within the parenthesis. So again we will have one more argument which is the parenthesis itself. Now fourth argument will be again parenthesis, close the concat function, and the column will be named as employee underscore shift. Now this is taken from the table employee shift table, employee underscore shift table. Now execute this and we will have an additional column created. Execute, and we have an additional column created which consists of the value employee ID and shift type, which is concatenated. Now based on this derived result, we are going to make use of another function within SQL. So first we will place this query within a CT with T1 as open and close parenthesis, and the entire query will be within the parenthesis. Now we are going to write another select clause. Now the aggregation should be based on shift date. So the first column will be shift underscore date, and second expression will be based on another function which is the string aggregate function, that is string underscore agg open and close parenthesis, and the first argument will be employee shift column because that is the column which we are going to aggregate. So first argument will be emp underscore shift, and second argument will be the separator within the aggregated string. So here it will be comma, hence comma will be the second argument. Now we are going to give a new column name to this expression, that is shift. Now this is taken from the CTE T1, and now we have to write a group by clause also, that is group by shift underscore date. Now execute this and we will get a result. Execute, and we have a result where we have shift date and shift as the second column. But again we can do a lot of transformation on the result and obtain the output in the exact same format which we saw in Excel. So for that, we are going to again modify the string aggregate function and the entire query. The first thing that we are going to do here is we will go and write an order by clause here. That is order by shift underscore date, because the final result we require in the ascending order of shift date based on this column, that is ascending order. And also within the shift column, as the first shift, we have to get all the morning shift. So we have to do some transformation to get the result such that the comma separated value will start with morning shift and will end with evening shift. So for that, we are going to modify the string aggregate function. So we'll start with within group, open and close parenthesis. It will be within group, open and close parenthesis. Now we have to write the order by clause, that is order by. The first argument will be the shift type column, that is shift underscore type, which is available in the CTT1, that is this column, shift type column, which should be in descending order because morning should come first and evening should come later. And second argument will be employee ID, which should be in ascending order, employee underscore ID, which should be in ascending order. And then we will obtain the result in the required format exactly similar to what we saw in Excel. And this column is already named as shift. Now execute and let us see what is the result we are obtaining. Execute, starting from the CTE, and we have obtained the result in the same schema, but the order in which the shift column is now appearing is a bit different. Now we can see that every morning shift is coming first and evening shift is coming later. So the first row we are satisfying the specific condition. But when moving to the second row, we can see that if we simply write an order by clause based on shift date column, here for the shift date 01/02/2099, the first value is night and then morning is coming. So this is not right. So what we can do is we can again modify the order by clause a little bit based on a case statement. So what we can do here is we will modify the order by clause based on the shift date column, but in a different way. We will write a case statement here. So case when shift type equal morning, then 1. We will write a second case statement, that is when shift underscore type equal evening, then 2. And the third statement will be when shift underscore type equal night, then 3, else 4, and end the case statement, close parenthesis. And now let us run the query and see what is the result. So before running the query, we have to make a slight modification once again here. So instead of descending, we have to make here ascending, because morning the value we gave is 1, evening 2, night 3, and any other case it will be 4. So here we have to modify as ascending, ASC. Now execute and let's see what is the result we are obtaining. Execute. Now we can see that the result we have obtained is exactly same as the intended result. That is, we are starting with morning shift and ending with evening shift in the first date, and in the second date we can see that we are starting with morning shift and ending with night shift. That is also correct. Again, in the final we only have one instance, so order is not a concern. So we have corrected the error which we saw in the previous output by using the case statement within the within group clause in the string aggregate function. So this is how we can obtain the output where we have employee shift schedule in a comma separated format. The DDL and DML to create the table will be available in the description. Hope you like this video. If you like the video, check out our channel for more similar content. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more. Thank you.